We're going to talk about signs today. Signs of what? Signs that will direct you. Signs that are always appearing to answer your questions. Signs that are presenting opportunities. Signs that perhaps you're going in a direction that is not best and highest for you. Signs. We're going to talk about signs because you're getting them. You ready? Let's go. Welcome to Landria Onkka on YouTube, here to help you break through those fears and live an amazing life. Did you ever see the movie Signs? It was really great. Who's the guy that was in Road Warrior? Anyways, great movie and probably not what people expected. As usual, there is an extraterrestrial invasion and they're all negative. Yeah, whatever. They're always ugly and crazy. But the movie wasn't about the aliens. It was about the signs and how we're always getting them and that we don't always put things together, but it's happening all day long. Now, I'll give you an example. This is a fun one. So my friends and I, we go out on these excursions. We have an absolute blast. Highly spiritual people that I met here in Florida. Not a coincidence. Not a coincidence that we all came together and it just flows. It works. We don't have to work at it. And so there's a mutual exchange of just joy and love and laughter. Who doesn't want to go out with that? So we agreed to go to a play in a local town. And so I got the tickets for us. And as we were preparing to go there, all of us had difficulties finding it. Now, I've been to this town before several times, and somehow my GPS was taking me different places. Well, I had to override it. But I eventually made my way to where I was supposed to be. Everybody eventually showed up, some late, and we were saying all the same things, what was going on. Okay, well, we do this all the time. Maybe GPS was taking you around another route because of traffic, whatever. But what happened is everything that was happening within a very short period of time was almost like what I call a glitch. It's not a glitch, but things were not quite lining up. Everybody was having little things happening that a lot of it was electronic. And my friend reminded me that there was a full moon and some very strange things going on with the electromagnetic fields. That makes a big difference. That can play into everything. And those are also signs too, and we'll talk about that in a minute. Well, what happened is they couldn't find me in the computer when we got to the community center for the play. My friend was late anyways, so we started to miss the front of the play. This just went on and on. It was a bunch of little things that just didn't seem right. In fact, we said, we're not going in there. We're actually not going to go into the play. Something is taking us away from going in there. Now, my one friend, she's very intuitive, everybody is, but she said she just got this feeling we weren't supposed to be at the play, which is weird because it looked like a lot of fun. So we said, instead of going through with it, we watched the signs and all said to each other, something is telling us that we shouldn't be in there and that something's a little bit off today. So we went on a progressive party. The table we sat at was all wobbly. The one place we wanted to go to was packed. It was just one sequence after another. But what did we do? We just shifted slightly. And we got to a table. It was slightly wobbly, but we were able to get it straight. Just little things that we said, what's going on here? And so we were watching the signs. Now, we go through life and every day, I want you to think about this, with all these things repeating themselves, and they're so small that you say, that's just life, and that's true. But the universe is off the charts intelligent. I mean, beyond our comprehension. It's always talking to us because you and it are one energy field as individual choices within it, and it's always communicating with you, always. We talk about the higher self. The higher self is not you out here. It may seem like that. It is your higher presence that is, you're a tether, basically, one energy. It's not really a tether, but you're one energy field of which you without the body exists in that quantum field. Therefore, you're always accessing that information of yourself without the constraints of the human body, the density and all the stuff that goes on here, because the decisions we make here are just highly influenced by the density experiences that we have and the forgetfulness of what we are. But we are always getting the signs. What are they? So in the movie Signs, we saw that there were always little things being placed for us if we paid attention to it. And that when we did, that there was a tool or a passage or some kind of opportunity that was placing itself for us. But because we have free will, nothing within the intelligent universe can interfere with that, even our own higher selves. We can access it for guidance and answers, but the signs are always telling us what that is. So when you ask for things and you're expecting some angel or something to give you an answer or come down, or may I channel a lot, I'm just channeling the intelligence and getting out of the way of that information. Everybody does this every day. It's not anything special. I'm just listening. So the signs are, if something's happening, now I'm going to give you two things to think about. This is very serious, because a lot of people use signs to say, oh, I shouldn't do that. Oh, that didn't work, so I'm going to, oh, that's a sign. And so they use signs as excuses not to try or to take another pathway or whatever. It's a sign, I shouldn't have that. No, not necessarily. So a lot of things don't go through for all of us, right? You try something and the sign, the message is, okay, this isn't how it works, but you can still achieve that goal in a different way. So be careful of that. So a lot of people, they quit things. They don't get the business. You guys see this all the time. They don't open the business. Oh, it doesn't work. Oh, that's my sign. No, the sign is, okay, this doesn't work the way you were approaching it. And so there's another sign saying, oh, somebody showed up, or an idea, or a class, or training, or an ad. In my case, I saw an ad and got the training. And so the sign is, it's always presenting new opportunities for you. These are the signs. Go with it. I don't know why we weren't supposed to be in that theater. And I said, maybe we were going to sit next to somebody who was sick. I don't know. Maybe we just were winging it and there was no reason not to go, but we were paying attention. Maybe we were supposed to be someplace else at that time, and that everything from that moment changed. Because if we were in that play, we would have been at the restaurant at a different time and in our cars at a different time. Who knows what that would have led to. The universe thinks way more in advance than you do. It knows everything, right? So if something here changed your path, maybe it wasn't that you weren't supposed to participate in. Maybe it was taking you away from something way up here protecting you. You won't know, don't question it, but start watching. You'll see billboards, license plates, advertisements. Somebody will say something to you and then somebody else says the same thing. People ignore this constantly. Everything is a sign because everything's intelligent. Everything contains all answers and everything you could possibly need. All of it. So a lot of times we get signs and we push things. On the other side of things, we'll push things and ignore the signs when there's another pathway that we can take. Again, you can still achieve your goal, but we're not taking the other pathway. So we keep trying to do the same thing to get there. And the signs are, it's not working this way. There's another way, or maybe there's something else you're supposed to be doing. Now, we have free will, so remember, we all want a clear-cut answer. Tell me what I'm supposed to do. The universe will never do that because you are solely in charge of that. I'm telling you right now, the signs are constant. Now, you guys have seen numbers, 444, 111, 555, and it keeps showing up, and you just happen to look at the clock exactly when that number keeps showing. If you happen to get a 555 comments or likes on my channel, I've heard you guys say that a lot. What does it mean? And some people have the same numbers showing up. What is that? These are messages of intelligence of the universe. And all I want you to know, it's communicating and letting you know that it is there, that you are being heard, and that it is absolutely a kind of communication that we can't relate to as humans, because we always want speech or an answer or something dropped in, tell me what I'm supposed to be. Exactly what you are right now. So signs could be from other people that have passed on. My dad, oh my gosh, just one after the other after the other. It was getting crazy, which other people witnessed, by the way. Physical things that other people witnessed that were just absolutely baffled. All right? So I was in the bank dealing with his, estate. And so the bankers, I said, you know what, I would like to get a loan for a small business. I had no business plan. I knew what I wanted to do, but I really had no qualifications as far as the bank required. So I met with an account person, a manager, and he says, I'm going to be really honest with you. You're going to be rejected just because you're new and you really don't have everything all aligned. And he said, and by the way, even if they accepted your application, it takes about a month to even hear back. And I said, okay, well, let's put it in anyways. So he made a phone call. And he got the department, and the guy on the other phone, he put him on a speakerphone, confirmed. He said, well, I'm going to tell you right now, it's going to be rejected just because you're brand spanking new and they just don't hand out, no matter what the situation, to new companies without certain requirements. I said, that's okay, but at least I'll learn what those are so I can set myself up for it. And he said, and by the way, I'll put it in, but it would take 30 days for us to get a response, but, we'll do it right now. While he was on the phone with us and he put the information in, he started saying, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And we were like, what? What? And he said his computer flashed and lit up in this beautiful bluish white light. He said it lit the whole room up. He thought the computer was like wigging out. He said the whole room lit up. And he said, and the screen came on and it said I was approved. And everybody was stunned. He was stunned. He says, I have no explanation for this. He says, I didn't even really put it in. He says, I didn't even talk to the person on the, who handles this. He says, this makes absolutely no sense. He says, all I can tell you is you're approved. And the manager at the bank looked at me and he said, I don't know what just happened, but I think that was supernatural. And I said, maybe it was my dad. Okay, so what are signs? What are signs? Signs are, we are always getting help. We're always getting guidance. And I was supposed to get that loan, and my dad was giving me a little nudge and using that electronic, magic that he has, because they can work on, through electricity, electromagnetic fields. And so signs can be just endless. So I'm sure you've had some from loved ones, signs that they're there or they're helping you. But again, it was something that I desired. He wasn't doing something for me that I wasn't trying to do for myself. So assistance is always there. Guidance, ask and it is given. That just simply means I want the guidance and I will do the work. Give and you shall receive. So when you give and you have gratitude and you're thankful, you'll get signs also of gratitude back and the thank you back, because you're communicating with the field that is always working with you, sending you everything you need. So start watching. Start paying attention to patterns, numbers, things that are said, listening to things. We're so busy deviating into the lower frequency and the miscommunications of technology. We're not looking out here. And they're going, McFly, I'm giving you all the signs. Listen, I have so many stories. It's unbelievable. I'm going to put them in a book that I'm writing about my dad. But I'm going to tell you right now, the signs aren't always some clear-cut, oh, this is what you need to do. Sometimes it's letting you know they're there, guiding you in ways that you don't even realize. So meditation's so important. Go into the space where you just ask for the answer that is highest and best for you. Don't try and dictate that. Your ego can get in the way sometimes. If things aren't playing out the way you like them to and you have a specific goal, then say, show me how this should play out or when it should play out. Maybe that house that you want or that property you wanted, if you went and got through and pushed it the way you want it to, maybe it ends up to be the worst possible situation for you. And there was something better for you at another time. Be okay with that. And that's the letting go that I always talk about. So signs, you're getting them all the time. Go watch that movie Signs. It's actually pretty entertaining, but pay attention to the actual signs and not the storyline of the invasion of extraterrestrials, who, by the way, aren't smart enough to figure out that water is harmful to them. Yeah, like they didn't know our whole planet's like mostly water. Humans are always smarter than them in the movies. Hello. All right, you guys, these are free videos for internet online training that helps you earn money online, doing anything you want. We're creating our own businesses. Down below, Manifest Anything's free. I'm going to tell you how to tap into your power. What is it? You guys start believing you've got that. I hope you subscribe to my channel. Share these videos. I want to empower you. I want people to know that you're generating everything right from here. And we're communicating. You're not an island. You're not separate. Everything's talking to you. Everything. Nature's talking to you. And when you recognize it, it is celebrating. The world celebrates when you acknowledge it and see the beauty in it. And others, no matter what, you're whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.